Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of Orphan Car Garage YouTube. The year is 1960 and American Motors is selling more of these vehicles that we have here in front of us than they can build. The Rambler. As we know by now, American Motors was formed from a merger of Nash and Hudson in 1954. Their new president, George Romney, who would later become governor of Michigan, saw a need for an intermediate-sized car. While the big three with their big budgets were focusing on full-size vehicles, George Romney saw a niche market that hadn't been tapped into, and he developed, with his help, the intermediate-sized vehicle like we have here in front of us. These vehicles were introduced in 1956, and George Romney called them a new era in motoring, and I don't believe he was wrong. These cars sold like hotcakes and tapped into a whole new market that the big three finally woke up to in the early 1960s and started building of their own. Romney knew that the company didn't have a huge budget to deal with, so he did what he could with what he had, and it really paid off. He's really credited for the Rambler line that we know today as being so popular then. Here we have a 1960 Rambler Custom. In 1960, you could buy a Super, a Deluxe, and a Custom. This is the Custom. It is equipped with the V8, which AMC called in 1960 the Rebel V8. This is not a Rambler Rebel, but yet a Rambler Custom with a Rebel V8. In 1957, to confuse things, American Motors did have a Rambler Rebel model. It had a much larger V8, a 327 cubic inch V8, and it's known today as America's first muscle car. It also happened to be a four-door sedan. Highly sought after, highly collectible, very, very rare. This has the smaller V8 designed in the mid-1950s by American Motors. It's a 250 cubic inch V8. And American Motors called this the Rebel V8 going forward after the notorious Rambler Rebel of 1956. But not to be confused with the 327 cubic inch. This is a 250 cubic inch, which by all means moves this car along pretty well. This particular example was sold new in Arizona. We have lots of cool little notes and documents and maintenance logs from the original owner from the late 1960s, early 1970s in Arizona. This car is incredibly rust-free. One repaint of the original turquoise with a little bit of metallic in it to give it a nice flare. Beautiful straight car with no dents, no previous rust repair or rot repair. Beautiful undercarriage. Very much an Arizona car. Two-tone white roof, original to the vehicle. Beautiful trim and chrome. We replaced those tires with Coker Classic wide whites that are correct for the year of the vehicle. But they're also radial, so you're more apt to be able to drive them on today's roads. Beautiful trim, again, like I said, all original trim. The car is largely original other than the repaint, but it is the correct color. Interior is in beautiful condition. Appears to be all original. Original, really cool Jetsons-like material. No seam tears or rips at all. A couple of creases to show the age. I believe this is completely original interior. There's no reason for me to believe otherwise. The back seat, that same funky pattern. The rear shelf is in great shape. The door panels. Carpeting is original. There's some fading and wear on the carpet, but it is original. Someone also added seat belts to the front to add some safety. The car is very well equipped. This car has factory air conditioning. American Motors kept the term weather eye from Nash, and their weather eye system was highly acclaimed in the industry. Air conditioning and heating all combined into one unit within the dashboard. 1960, most of your air conditioning units hung below the dash, kind of clunky and in the way, especially of the passenger, and it was a completely own unit to itself. American Motors designed this air conditioner to be completely integrated into the dash, which was very unusual for the time, especially for a lower priced car. The way you directed the air from the air conditioning after you turned it on from a knob and a fan switch over here was to open those doors on top of the dash. Both of those doors open to allow the cool air to come up into the passenger compartment. Very ingenious idea. Very, very ingenious idea. It was soon copied by other makers as well. Here's some, again, some wear on the carpeting, but it's original. There's nothing I like more than an original car. Real pretty car. Clean undercarriage, clean engine bay, runs great, the air conditioning works. This car also has power steering and power brakes, tinted glass, it has a clock. Very well equipped Rambler for 1960. Someone checked a lot of boxes on this car. We're glad they did. It's just a knockout. I took this to a Extinct Car Day show up near Boston last fall, and it just absolutely drew a crowd, and everybody had a story to tell about somebody they knew or somebody in their family that had one of these cars. A lot of fun we had with this car. Probably gained more attention than pretty much any car on the show field, which is really funny because it was probably one of the least expensive vehicles there. But I find that a lot with the cars that I collect and I drive. I'm usually the only one there with that type of vehicle, and it kind of aggravates some other people that have more common cars that are far more expensive. But it just goes to show you that you can have a lot of fun in the hobby and not spend a lot of money, which is what we're all about here at Orphan Car Garage. This 1960 Rambler Custom Rebel V8 is a tough one for me to let go. But as they say, you can't keep them all, and there's always another one. So we're letting this one go, regretfully. We're letting this one go for a reasonable price of $14,900. Beautiful car, really needs nothing. Drive it, roll the windows up on that hot summer day and turn on the air conditioning and surprise everybody on the show field. Just a great car, great colors. You really can't go wrong here, folks. So give us a call, 508-954-8090. Find me on the web, orphancargarage.com, and like us on Facebook, because we're always posting cool things on Facebook. I don't imagine this car is going to last. The season has started here in New England, car show season. So if it's something you like, send me a message. I'll send you more pictures, driving videos, whatever you'd like to see. It's a really nice car, one you don't come across every day. And again, you'll be the only one in town driving a 1960 Rambler. I can almost guarantee you that. And definitely cannot be shy driving this car. Just a real beautiful retro 60s cruiser. Thank you, and until next time, take care of yourself.